Hello to you, my fellow Gooners, and welcome to Arsenal TV. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you're smashing that subscribe button and helping the channel to get to 1,000 subscribers. Guys, this is my Premier League predictions for every game week up until the end of the season, and I'm only predicting the Premier League games where I give you my predicted score for every team. I'm going to go through the fixtures for this week. So on the Friday, it is Liverpool versus Norwich. Now, this has completely changed because usually the curtain raiser would be the Premier League team who won the Premier League title, which will be Man City. But this time around, it's different. Liverpool is opening the Premier League campaign because they won the Champions League last season. So we're going to run through the fixtures. So on Friday, we have Liverpool versus Norwich, and that is on Sky Sports, 8 o'clock kickoff. Then we move into Saturday's fixtures, which is West Ham versus Man City, which is on BT Sport, and that is at 12:30. Then we have Bournemouth versus Sheffield United, and that's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Then we have Burnley versus Southampton, Crystal Palace versus Everton, Watford versus Brighton, and Tottenham versus Aston Villa. And then Sunday's fixtures, which is Leicester against Wolves, Newcastle versus Arsenal, Man United versus Chelsea. Now, I'm going to give you my score predictions now. So we're going to go into that first game, which is on the Friday, which is Liverpool versus Norwich. Now, for this game, I know Norwich have only recently come into the Premier League for the very first time for a while, but I only see this going one way, and I'm going to go with a Liverpool 4-1 win. Now we're going to move into Saturday, the first game on Saturday, which is West Ham versus Man City. I think my score prediction for this game, I'm going to go with a Man City win. I know Man City hasn't really strengthened their squad because I don't think they actually really needed to. West Ham, I only see them being a mid-table team this season because I know they've made some finer adjustments to their team. West Ham have lost ArsenalTV, I know they've lost him, so yeah, I can only see this game going Man City's way, so I'm going to go with a Man City 3-0. The next game, which is Bournemouth against Sheffield United. Bournemouth, they've been in the team for a while and they've done pretty well in the last few games that they've played in the Premier League. Sheffield United, on the other hand, are another team that have been promoted to the Premier League, and I reckon that they won't get very far in the Premier League this season as it is their first time. So I'm going to go with a Bournemouth win, and I am going to go with Bournemouth 3-2. The next game, which is Burnley versus Southampton. This is going to be a tough game, but I can only see one winner out of this, and that is Burnley. Simple reason, because Southampton were near enough relegated last season, but luckily they stayed up. Burnley, on the other hand, I think they nearly got to the top 10 of the league. So yeah, I'm going to go with a Burnley 2-1. The next game, which is Crystal Palace versus Everton. This is going to be a tough game, I reckon. For this game, I reckon it's going to be quite even, and I'm going to go with a draw for this game, and I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. The next game, which is Watford against Brighton. Watford had quite a good season last season, ended up getting into the FA Cup final, but you know, they got thrashed 6-0 by Man City. Brighton didn't have too bad of a season. Lewis Dunk was probably one of my main players that stood out to me in terms of their defence. But for me, I think that this is going to go one way of a Watford win. I'm going to go with a Watford 2-1. The next game of that Saturday fixtures, which is the last game to be played, and that is Tottenham versus Aston Villa. This is going to be a tough game. I know Aston Villa have played well in their time. I think John Terry, I believe, is their manager. And then you've got Tottenham, who's had such a great form last season, end up getting third in the Premier League, so they're going to be looking to stay in that third spot next season. I probably would go with a Tottenham win for this game. I'm going to go with a Tottenham 2-0. We're going to move into Sunday's fixtures now. The first game of Sunday, which is Leicester versus Wolves. Now, Leicester, they've now lost Harry Maguire to Manchester United for the £80 million transfer fee, which I think is ridiculous. So that's going to be a massive miss to them. I think Leicester will do pretty well this season. Wolves, they're going to be in Europa League next season. It's going to be very, very tough for them. And I think that they will have probably got 5th or 6th last season, Wolves, because they played so well. I'm actually going to go with a draw for this game, and I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. We've got the last game for Sunday, which is Man United versus Chelsea. This is going to be a tough game. Very, very tough game. Now, I don't think Chelsea are going to be as good as they were last season because they've lost the likes of Edwin Hazard to Real Madrid. Man United have made some really, really good signings this season. You know, they've made the likes of Harry Maguire to strengthen their defence. Now I know they've been having problem with Paul Pogba at the moment. Don't know whether they want to sell him, but I reckon they'll probably end up in the same position they ended up last season, maybe. So for this game, I'm actually going to go with a draw for this game, and I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw for the Man United and Chelsea game. We're going to move into Newcastle versus Arsenal. Now, the last time we played against Newcastle, we won comfortably 2-1. But for this game, I'm going to go with